Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading. It's good to see you. When I first connected with your energy just a few minutes ago in meditation, I immediately started to see different scenes from the movie The Phantom Tollbooth. If you don't know, The Phantom Tollbooth is a children's movie from the 70s. It's part live action, part animation. And I saw many different things from that movie, but particularly I was shown scenes where there is a lot of geometric shapes. I don't know why, but it feels like geometry or maybe even math is somehow significant for you, or it's like in your field right now. Yeah, I'm hearing reprogramming. Okay. And then I heard Spirit say, and this is going to sound weird at first, but bear with me, it's a good thing. Aries is walking the earth without rhyme or reason because they do not need rhyme or reason. They are the rhyme and reason. And in the Phantom Tollbooth, basically the whole plot of the movie is that there are two princesses named Rhyme and Reason. They've been trapped, and the main characters have to save them so that Rhyme and Reason can rule the land again rather than chaos. So there's something here for you about embracing chaos energy in the best possible way. When Spirit said Aries walks the earth without rhyme or reason, they do not need rhyme or reason because they are their own rhyme or reason. Like, that to me is incredibly beautiful. That to me says you're at a point in your life where you're taking expectations off of yourself. You are learning, or you have learned, how to take certain expectations off of yourself that would make you feel like your life has to look a very certain way, right? So in a way, it almost feels like you're descending into the dark in the best possible sense. It's like you're descending into this chaos energy, which is pure potential, the void, the dark. It's not the underworld. It doesn't feel like the underworld to me in the sense that you're like going into old pain or shadows. I mean, maybe you are. But it feels like you're playing in the dark. Like you're learning how to play in the dark, and you're getting very, very comfortable with your life not making sense to anybody else, maybe to yourself. So it's this incredible liberation through descent into the chaos energy, darkness, right? And it is interesting that the very first thing I saw was like geometric shapes and a character in the movie that is associated with math. Spirit said, you are the rhyme and reason. It's like you're creating your own patterns. Yeah, and now I'm seeing those blocks we used to play with as kids, or at least I did. I think most millennial kids did. There were little colorful blocks that we played with in like first grade, and they were just different geometric shapes. You're configuring a new pattern for yourself that is entirely your own. You're no longer conforming to society's expectations in some way. Maybe this is across the board throughout your entire life, or maybe it's just relative to one aspect of your life. Take it how it resonates. Okay, let's get some oracle cards for you. Highest and best messages for Aries Spirit. I had this little quartz crystal on a deck just to clear it before I started filming, and it wanted to be here right in front of me for your reading. So clear quartz feels significant for you. Yeah, geometric shapes, crystalline energy. This is all about clearing and recharging. Okay. Ooh, I'm getting a really cool image for you now. I'm seeing you going into a cave, probably with crystals. I mean, most caves have crystals somewhere in there. A crystal cave, or maybe just a cave, but I feel like Spirit is calling you to visit a cave. Why is that? Feels like somehow that will reset your energy. Well, it's also the descent into darkness. Ooh, okay, cool. It's like a womb. Highest and best messages for Aries Spirit. 555 on the timer. Chaos. Yes, breaking down of the structure that is the number 4. Stormy, 21. I feel like you're having fun causing chaos. Or, like, I'm getting nothing but positive feelings when I look at this. Nothing but positive feelings. I feel like you're on that boat. The boat is, you know, a symbol for you moving through life. And you're in a storm. Maybe you're in that chaos energy, or you're experiencing some kind of turbulence right now in your life. But the vision that's coming to me is you on that boat smiling. You're enjoying the storm, or you're learning how to enjoy stormy weather. Because I don't know if you just heard that. A fire alarm just started going off down the street somewhere. I think it stopped. Okay, yeah. Talk about chaos. That was unexpected. You're harnessing the power of unexpected turbulence. You're learning how to ride these waves, not let anything derail you. I was also hearing, I forgot to mention this, I also heard Spirit say, when I asked, what does Aries need to know today? I heard, believe and it will be. Believe and it will be. You believe in your own potential now, or you believe in your own, more than that, it feels like you believe that things are working for you. It's like, this is happening for me, not to me. More and more every day, you're in that kind of mindset. Tell me more, Spirit. Stormy may also be a name that's important for some of you. I don't know why. Maybe some of you had a pet named Stormy, or there's somebody you know named Stormy. It just feels like a name when I look at that word. Focus. 24. Sagittarius energy, more fire energy. Yeah, and that arrow in the bow and arrow is pointing right at the Stormy card. It's like everything that's happening to you, you're using to sharpen your focus. You're using to sharpen your focus on those things that will make you feel free and harmonious. Sagittarius energy, Jupiter energy here, this is expansion. This is total expansion. It's almost like your perspective relative to any kind of turbulence or challenges, obstacles that come up in life, your perspective relative to those things is expanding. You're not getting so stuck in the minutia or the details. You're not getting dragged down, right? This is a huge theme in the collective right now. So many people are expanding in a way that is allowing them to not get dragged down by anything outside of them. In your expanded perspective, you're ironically able to focus more in a empowered way. And to some extent, I feel like Spirit even wants you to focus on challenges, obstacles, uncertainty, the breakdown of things. Because inherent in that breakdown of things is the potential for that repatterning according to your own desires, not anybody else's, right? Earth, number 11. Okay. This energy is different. Give me 1 second. Tell me more about Earth. I almost feel, usually the energy coming through this Earth card or Nature Spirits card would be like, ground your energy, right? Like, get in touch with your physical body, just breathe, go stand outside barefoot. To some extent, I feel that is true. It's like you are feeling more connected to your physical body, or less in resistance to your physical body somehow. But there's something else here that's confusing me, and maybe that's part of your experience too. Maybe you have a thought running in your head that says, I should be more grounded. Like, I need to ground down, but it feels somehow opposed to what your spirit's really calling you to do. Tell me more about this Earth card. Shift. Okay. Shift from Earth into what, Spirit? Divine Feminine. Okay, yeah, the number 6 is really, really important for you. The Earth card to me always feels like more masculine energy. So the shift here I'm seeing is out of, yeah, you're shifting out of an old, heavy masculine embodiment into a more free, fluid, divine feminine embodiment. That old masculine energy, which the energy of masculinity, it's just about structure and containment, routines, habits, focus too, safety and security, practicality, the 3D, right? Physical. It feels like that energy was weighing you down. You are shifting, or you need to now shift into more of your feminine energy. I feel like that dark, divine, feminine, chaos energy is where all the power and the juice is for you right now. And when you practice being in your feminine more, surrendering to the stormy weather and the challenges, right? That will inform your masculine energy how to change. Because obviously we need both, right? We need both masculine and feminine. But it's almost like your masculine energy needs to be updated. I'm hearing updated about what you really want now, what's good for you now. And embodying more of your feminine energy is how your masculine energy is going to be informed as to what changes need to be made. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I'm still hearing pull more oracle cards. Home, number 10. Okay, so 10 is a cycle completion. And I feel like one more. Psychic. You know that home is somewhere else. That's just intuitively coming to me. You have a divine feminine intuitive knowing within you that is, maybe it makes no sense, right? We're letting go of rhyme and reason here. You just know. You just intuitively, psychically. Some of you are getting visions, I'm hearing. You know that home maybe isn't where it has been up to this point. You can take that literally or metaphorically. Maybe some of you are ready to move. Quite literally. But you're also finding home within yourself, right? Because your life doesn't have to make sense to anybody but you. Ah, Divine Masculine at the bottom of the deck. This is the last oracle card I'll take. What am I hearing here? This feels like the updated Divine Masculine energy that you're going to be stepping into. And you even see how with the Divine Masculine, it has that kind of crescent moon shape on top of the circle. And of course, there's the two crescent moons on either side of the circle in the Divine Feminine card. Like, these two belong together. These two do not. This is almost like a lower form of Divine Masculine energy, if that makes any sense. So well, it makes sense because, again, Divine Masculine energy is all about containment, right? And that is this sense of home within yourself. So yeah, okay. All right, let's go into tarot now. Now that we're 17 minutes in, oh my gosh, I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot for you. Okay. So show me Aries, Spirit. I am so very curious. Show me Aries general energy right now. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. You're coming to realize, and this actually came through in a mentorship session yesterday when I said realize, I broke it down to REAL space eyes. Your real eyes are opening, but this feels like you are realizing that you are about to do an about face in your life. The Seven of Pentacles is all about taking a pause and assessing your situation because you know on some level that something needs to be tweaked before you keep going. Your spirit or your higher self is telling you that you need to move in a new direction. So it feels like you're in this kind of assessing energy here. Two of Swords. Yeah, a choice point. You're kind of maybe paused at a choice point. Let's get one more. The Sun. Beautiful. You're reevaluating what brings you joy. You're reevaluating what gives you energy, what drains your energy. Obviously, with the Sun, we've got the solar plexus, which is coming up for so many people right now. There's like a huge recalibration of everybody's solar plexus that's happening. It's really, really powerful and beautiful. It doesn't even necessarily feel like you're letting something go, although physically, practically speaking, you may find that you are letting things go. But that's not where your focus is. Going back to that focus card. It feels like your focus is entirely drawn now to what is my joy? What is my life force energy? What gives me life or reflects my own life back to me? And I love how in this Two of Swords there's the sun again, but it looks like, oh, it almost looks like an eclipse. Ha! There's an eclipse happening in 2 days at the time that I'm filming this. All of my readings are timeless, but technically that's what's happening. Something about the solar eclipse on Friday or Saturday. It's the 28th or the 29th of March, 2025. That might be super powerful for you. Okay, so what's the challenge that Aries is facing? Nine of Cups. It's almost like nothing that used to fulfill you is doing it for you anymore. 2121 on the timer. Yep, I did this, I did that, I went there, I had this kind of experience, I had that kind of relationship. Now what? Now what? The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, but it feels like you're bored. On some level, it almost feels like you've already achieved so much of what you thought you wanted. Justice. More swords, more choice point, decision making, and rebalancing of all kinds of energies. The World. Okay, that brings me back to the home card, again, number 10, cycle completion. Okay, so maybe part of the challenge for you right now is realizing, accepting that things that used to fulfill you don't anymore. Maybe they never really did, but they certainly don't anymore. Something is emotionally complete, and you are being guided to make a very, very, very powerful decision with both the Two of Swords and the Justice card. What is over? What is the cycle that has completed? Where do I go from here, Spirit? I'm just being guided to clarify the Justice card. Ha, you know what? These two cats with the little diamond in between them. It reminds me of Rhyme and Reason. Those two princesses in the Phantom Tollbooth, Rhyme and Reason. You're being asked to define what a life of rhyme and reason looks like for you. That's the truth. Temperance. This is incredible alchemy. This is incredible alchemy that you're being invited to do. You're guided to do. Let me sit with this for a second. New life. New life is born from burning the old one to the ground. Right? The challenge is the decision to no longer stay in old pain. Why is this the challenge? The Fool. Because it feels like, I mean, yeah, it feels just like this. See how the little bird is sticking his foot off the branch? He's about to jump. He's about to jump. What you're guided to do is jump in some way. And it feels incredibly vulnerable. I mean, it's like most of your energy, I'm hearing everything in your DNA is telling you to jump and learn to fly on the way down. Of course, the Fool, number 0, we've got void of potential, the chaos. It feels like chaos in that moment that the little chickadee jumps off the branch for the first time. He's never flown before and he's falling. It feels like chaos. It takes a lot of bravery to jump in the way you're guided to jump right now. Let's get some advice. Knight of Swords. You've got a lot of swords. This is taking swift, decisive action on your truth. Jump. No hesitation. No waiting. There's nothing to wait for. Mother of Wands. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Let me sit with this here. I'm hearing protect your magic. Protect your magic. Protect your new life. There's something about this Mother of Wands that feels like almost a little bit secluded. Spirit might use your own intuition, of course, but it feels like maybe Spirit is guiding you to be a little bit of a loner for a while. Maybe some of you already are alone, but kind of retracting your energy, protecting your own life force energy, and coming to understand the truth of your own rhyme and reason, right? That requires you to not maybe engage so much with others or external energies. What is, well, let's just get one more. Advice. Yeah, well, it goes back to the cave, right? It ties all the way back to the cave. This coiled up snake protecting her eggs. It's almost like, practically speaking, that is you retracting into the cave for a little while. Cave of Wonders, I'm hearing. The Moon, Divine Feminine. Thank you, Spirit. Embracing the mystery, embracing the chaos, embracing your Divine Feminine energy. So Aries, what would it look like for you, very practically speaking, to embody more of your Divine Feminine and to, I'm hearing also embrace the energy of the night. Ooh. Doing some meditation or deep reflection, literally at night, might be very, very powerful for you right now. There's also something coming through about nocturnal animals, like working with animal spirits, that animals that only come out at night. Clarify the Son of Swords. What is this truth that Aries is guided to take swift action upon? Knight of Wands. It goes all the way back to the Sun card. Your solar plexus. It's so interesting because the solar plexus, the sun, fire, that's all masculine. You're being, okay, let's see if I can put this together here. Pattern this together. There's a new relationship is forming between your divine masculine and feminine energies as we speak. It's happening right now. It feels like your feminine energy is already where she needs to be. She feels like deliciously empowered to me. The more you embrace your feminine, the more you'll feel the call to action from your updated divine masculine. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Okay. Let's get a journal prompt for you from my journal prompt deck. Beautiful. What do you want to learn or try for the first time? Embracing that energy of the Fool, right? Learning how to fly as you fall. You can only learn how to fly by falling. That's been my experience anyway. What do you want to learn or try for the first time? Doing something for the very first time does feel chaotic, doesn't it? You have no idea what you're doing. But Spirit is guiding you to embrace that. Embrace that energy of the student, of the child, of the Fool. You're already doing it to some extent, and Spirit really wants you to capitalize on that. Okay. I feel like looking at the bottom of the deck too for some reason. Okay. We'll take this one as well. If someone you love was in the situation you are in, what would you want for them, and what advice would you give them? What would you tell someone who's in your situation? Someone you actually care about, right? Maybe that advice is something you need to hear. Can you take your own advice? Can you take your own advice? It's not always easy. All right, let's get a closing message from Anatomy of a Witch Oracle. Yeah, I'm telling you, that solar eclipse, and if you see this after the solar eclipse, you know, it doesn't matter. It's fine. But if you do see this a couple days before when I post this, capitalize on that solar eclipse. I don't know, set intentions, something about it. Closing message for Aries. Oh, equinox. The weighing of your heart against a feather. I'm going to read what the guidebook says, but then, you know, I'm going to tell you intuitively what I'm feeling as well. Balance between rhyme and reason. Okay. A sphere is split equally into bright and dark halves, balancing upon a pyramid that is also the base of a scale. On the two pans sit a witch, heart, and a feather, referencing the weighing of the heart ritual found in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Ancient Egypt came up for Gemini yesterday as well. Equinox means equal night, referring to when the length of the day equals that of the night. It is a point of balance that we experience twice a year on the first day of both spring and fall. These two equinoxes are often tied to myths about the underworld, where the descending and ascending movements of deities like Persephone are used to explain the seasonal changes. In the ancient Egyptian ritual referenced in this card, if the deceased's heart balanced perfectly with the feather, which is a symbol of the Egyptian goddess of truth, order, and justice, and you got the justice card, the soul will be allowed to move on to the afterlife. We are in the land of the living, so we instead seek balance in our own hearts daily. Balance, exchange, precipice. You are that little chickadee on the precipice of jumping into the sea of delicious chaos energy, right? It's more like geometric shapes. There's something about geometry and math. I don't know how to describe it. It's very interesting. Redefining rhyme and reason for yourself in such a way that your heart feels as light as a feather. That is what Spirit wants for you, Aries. If what makes you feel light and free and in integrity, connected to your deepest truth, if that looks like something that makes no freaking sense to anybody else, do it. That's what Spirit wants for you. You're creating your own sense of balance, and that goes right back to temperance too, because temperance is about not just finding a new sense of balance, but literally creating it through fluctuating between extremes. Every time I see the temperance card, I think of a pendulum. You know, if you hold a pendulum way up to one side and then you let it go, it's going to swing all the way to the other side first and then all the way back. It's fluctuating between extremes, but eventually it will come to land in the center. The only way it can find a center is if it swings like this first for a while. So it feels like that's what you're doing now on that stormy sea, on that ship, right? I'm hearing waves of change. Okay. I hope this was helpful or at least thought-provoking, Aries. Thank you for letting me read for you. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. And of course, I'll be putting those journal prompts as well as a bunch of others in the description box. Be sure to check them out. They'll help you to process everything and take your inner work a little bit deeper. I'll see you next time. Bye.